Have you ever noticed how some people can spend hours in noisy places without feeling bothered, while others start feeling mentally exhausted after just a short time? Maybe you found yourself turning down social events, avoiding crowded environments, or simply wanting a few moments of silence after a busy day. And sometimes you wonder why. Why do you crave peace and quiet so much? Does it mean you're antisocial? Are you becoming less outgoing? Or is something deeper happening inside your mind? Psychology reveals a fascinating answer, and once you understand it, your need for peace and quiet may start making a lot more sense.
Most people assume that wanting silence means you dislike people. But psychological research suggests that the desire for quiet often has very little to do with other people. Instead, it has a lot to do with how your brain processes information. Every day, your brain is constantly receiving signals. Conversations, notifications, traffic sounds, advertisements, social media updates, background noise, facial expressions, decisions, problems to solve. Even when you don't consciously notice these things, your brain is working hard to process them. For some individuals, this mental processing happens more intensely than others.
Psychologists often refer to this as heightened sensitivity to stimulation. People with highly active minds tend to absorb more details from their surroundings. They notice subtle changes in tone, small social cues, tiny environmental distractions, information that many others simply overlook. While this ability can be a strength, it comes with a cost. The brain becomes overloaded more quickly, and when that happens, peace and quiet become a psychological necessity rather than a luxury. Think about your smartphone. When too many apps are running at once, the battery drains faster. The device starts slowing down. The same thing can happen to the human brain. After long periods of stimulation, your mind naturally seeks an opportunity to recharge. That desire for silence is often your brain's way of restoring balance.
In other words, craving peace and quiet isn't always a sign of weakness. It can actually be a sign that your brain is actively managing its energy. Another reason people crave quiet is emotional processing. Many experiences don't fully register in the moment. You may go through an entire day of conversations, responsibilities, and emotional interactions without realizing how much you've absorbed. Then later, when you're finally alone, your brain begins sorting through everything. This is why some people feel an overwhelming desire to sit quietly after work, after social gatherings, or after stressful situations. Their minds are processing experiences that haven't yet been fully understood. Psychologists often describe this as internal reflection. The brain uses quiet moments to organize thoughts, emotions, memories, and future plans. Without these moments, mental clutter can begin to accumulate. Over time, constant stimulation can create feelings of stress, irritability, and emotional exhaustion. Silence acts as a reset button. It gives the mind space to breathe. Interestingly, studies have shown that periods of quiet can positively affect creativity. When external distractions decrease, the brain's default mode network becomes more active. This network is associated with self-reflection, imagination, problem-solving, and creative thinking. Have you ever noticed that some of your best ideas appear while taking a walk alone, sitting quietly, or relaxing without distractions? That's not a coincidence. Your brain often performs its most important behind-the-scenes work when the world around you becomes quieter. This is one reason many successful writers, inventors, artists, and entrepreneurs intentionally create quiet spaces in their daily routines. They understand that silence isn't empty. It's productive. It's where deeper thinking often happens. There's also another psychological factor many people overlook. Modern life is louder than ever before. Thousands of years ago, human brains evolved in environments with significantly less stimulation. Today, we're surrounded by constant information. Messages arrive every minute. News updates never stop. Our attention is continuously being pulled in different directions. As a result, many people experience a form of mental fatigue without even realizing it. The craving for peace and quiet may simply be your brain's natural response to an unnatural amount of stimulation. It's not that you're avoiding life. You're recovering from information overload. And perhaps the most important thing to understand is this. Wanting peace and quiet doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. In many cases, it means your mind is trying to protect itself. It's creating space for recovery, reflection, emotional processing, and mental clarity. The next time you find yourself seeking silence, don't immediately judge yourself for it. Don't assume you're antisocial or disconnected. Instead, consider the possibility that your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do. Sometimes growth happens in conversation, but sometimes growth happens in silence. Because in a world that never seems to stop talking, peace and quiet may be one of the healthiest things your mind can ask for.